Hey, welcome. Today, we're diving into something that really separates good writing from great writing, and that's flow. We're going to figure out how to weave your ideas together so they stop sounding like choppy sentences and start sounding like powerful, clear paragraphs. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? You have all these amazing ideas in your head, but when you put them on the page, they just kind of sit there. They don't connect, the whole thing feels choppy, and it's tough for your reader to follow along. It's a super common problem, but believe it or not, the fix is actually pretty simple.
Just look at the difference one little word can make. On the left, you've got two separate facts. The city is vibrant, the food is diverse. They're fine, but they're lonely. Now look at the right. We just add furthermore, and boom! Suddenly, there's a connection. The ideas are building on each other. That one small word is doing all the heavy lifting.
So what are these magic little words? Well, they're part of a group of phrases that I like to call writing's secret ingredient. Seriously, they are the key to unlocking that smooth, professional flow that makes your writing an absolute pleasure to read.
The official name for them is transitional devices, but honestly, the best way to think of them is like glue. They're the glue that holds your sentences and ideas together. They build these little bridges for your reader, guiding them from one thought to the next. Without this glue, even the best ideas can just fall apart on the page.
All right, let's start stocking up our writer's toolkit. Our very first tool is all about showing similarity. You use these words when you want to signal to your reader, hey, this next idea, it totally backs up the last one. It's all about creating harmony and building a really solid, consistent point.
Words like similarly, likewise, and in the same way are your best friends here. They're simple, yeah, but they are so effective at reinforcing what you're trying to say. Let's see them in action.
So check this out. The paragraph starts by talking about Penang's amazing food scene. Then, the word similarly builds a perfect bridge over to Malacca, letting us know it shares that same kind of culinary vibe. Then likewise does the exact same thing for Ipoh. See that? It connects three different places under one single delicious idea. But what if you don't want to show agreement? What if instead you want to point out a really interesting or surprising difference? Well, that's where our second tool comes in, showing contrast. These words are absolutely essential for adding some real depth to your writing.
Now this is a powerful bunch. Words like however, in contrast, and on the other hand basically tell your reader to get ready for a pivot. You're about to show the other side of the coin. They're crucial for building a more balanced and interesting argument.
In this example, we kick things off talking about the appeal of city life for young Malaysians. Then, that little phrase, in contrast, just spins us right around, perfectly highlighting how the older generation feels differently. It makes the comparison between the two lifestyles totally crystal clear.
Okay, next up is a tool that is all about making things clear. It's one thing to make a big, general statement, but if you want your reader to really get it, you've got to bring it to life with specific examples. And that's exactly what this next set of transitions helps you do. These might be some of the most useful phrases in all of writing. For example, for instance, to illustrate. They're your way of saying to the reader, okay, hang on, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. This shows it perfectly. We start with this big, kind of abstract idea. Incredible biodiversity. Okay, cool. But then, for example, makes it real with a picture of an orangutan. Then, to illustrate, does the same thing for marine life. The big idea suddenly becomes something you can actually see and understand. If you want your writing to be persuasive, it has to be logical, right? Our fourth tool is what helps you build those logical bridges, showing a clear connection between why something happened and what happened because of it. This is a must-have tool if you want to be convincing.
Words like as a result, consequently, and therefore are the fundamental building blocks of a logical argument. They signal to your reader that one thing happened because something else happened first. Simple as that. You can just see the chain of logic here. What's the cause? Heavy monsoon rain. The phrase, because of this, connects that rain to the challenges that follow. And what's the ultimate effect? As a result, severe flooding. It's a clear, logical, and powerful sequence. A leads to B, which leads to C.
All right, our final tool. This is the one you use when you want to really drive a point home. You've made a good statement, but you want to make it even stronger. These transitions let you pile on more evidence and more details to build an argument that's just undeniable.
Think of these as your "but wait, there's more" words. Phrases like furthermore, in addition, and moreover tell your reader, I'm not done yet. I'm about to add even more weight to what I just said.
See how this argument gets built layer by layer? The first point is that reading helps your vocabulary. Okay. In addition, stacks a second benefit right on top, understanding sentences. Then, furthermore adds a third related point about speaking. Each word helps build a stronger, more convincing case.
And there you have it. That's your complete 5-point toolkit for weaving your ideas together. You've got tools for similarity, for contrast, for giving examples, for cause and effect, and for adding support. With these, you are ready to handle pretty much any writing situation and give it that professional, seamless flow.
So think about something you're working on right now. Could be an email, a report, anything. Which one of these tools can you use right now to make your ideas connect a little bit better? The best way to get good at this is to just start using them. You've got the glue, now what are you going to build?